And that's you know, you've heard of the deep web. This makes the deep web look like a effing joke, guys.
There you go. You're live. No, you're live.
Good day, Mary Jane. If you're not aware, this is what we call About That Time. Today we are very, very, very excited because we are with the one and only Lauren Ruth Ward. Thank you so much for coming through.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome to About That Time. Here we are, we're chilling. It's, you know, 4:20 on the East Coast, 1:20 in the West Coast. We're chilling with the Critter Click.
Yeah.
This is known as the Critter Click, Lauren. Are you familiar with the Critter Click?
I am familiar with the Critter Click. I love this kitty cat. She's my favorite.
Bowie.
Bowie. Yeah.
Bowie is a gender neutral cat, actually, but
Okay.
if in the context of today's
Yeah.
show, Bowie can be female or male.
Okay.
It's adaptable. She's gender fluid.
Sorry, Bowie.
Yeah, Bowie's very chill about being gender fluid,
Okay.
so like it's really what feels right to you.
Bowie's into it.
Bowie's into it, and that's very nice. and again, we have a llama. Our llama is new. My llama right here.
I see. Yeah.
Llama for your mama.
Mom for your mom.
And then you got a little husky there, just chilling, keeping your name warm.
Yeah.
You know?
It looks warm.
Well, we haven't discussed the gender of our husky yet. We have discussed the fact that Bowie is
Okay.
gender fluid,
Good.
or neutral, or all of the above. But the husky is more of a new addition, as the llama, new additions to the Critter Click. So you know, it's like we just kind of roll with our friends here and get into About That Time world.
I'm into it.
For the good folks in Mary Jane world who aren't familiar with the Lauren Ruth Ward movement, do you want to just tell us a little bit about yourself?
I'm a musician from Baltimore, and I've lived in California for 3 years. And yeah, I'm just having a really good time.
It's important to have a good time, guys. That's a number one policy over here in terms of the way we live. We only have fun, and we do it nonstop.
Let's fix this.
We're gonna fix our volume issue, guys. We are having volume issues in the Facebook, in the Instagram Live realm of our show today.
This is new, right? This is the first time
Guys,
you're
this
doing
is our first time. Well, we tried last time, and it was like a test drive.
Okay.
And so, you know, like today, it's like a little bit more a fish.
Mine is down. My volume can only be down like that. Is
Yeah,
that
my
what you're-
volume can only go down there too. So it seems like that may not be an addressable problem, guys. Is it fucking you guys up heavy?
I'm getting lots of hearts. I don't think
I know.
people really care.
I mean, guys, thanks for having love. And About That Time, we just kind of make it work. I'm wearing my red shirt for Valentine's Day, guys. I hope everybody had a wonderful Valentine's Day. Lauren, what did you do for Valentine's Day?
I was really glad that I'm happy you asked me. I went to see the Vista Kicks at the Troubadour last night, and they were incredible. They're my friends.
Rockin' show
Rock
with the
and
Vista
roll.
Kicks.
They sold it out. Yeah, I got to hop up and sing a song. It was pretty spectacular.
That sounds like a hot Valentine's Day.
It was amazing. And then I came home, and there were flowers on the front porch from LP, my girl. So it's just a killer night.
A little love in the air.
Yeah.
I like that. Having fun, rocking out with the friends, getting some gifts from the lady friend. Mad pause vibes. Do you
Yeah.
want to know what I did for Valentine's Day?
I would love to know what you did.
I went out to dinner with my brother. It was pretty chill. Ezra, shout out. Nice dinner we had. We ate at Tender Greens. It was really tender.
Good.
Yeah, I had a little ossobuco. Ate a chocolate cookie. Had a shot of decaf espresso. And then I went home and I watched videos about the Cern Collider.
Well, that's cool.
I mean, look, if you're gonna like really do it up on a Valentine's Day, it's like you just gotta go into other dimensions, guys.
You gotta
And
go for it.
When it comes to other dimensions, the number one other dimension information source is the Cern Collider. It's okay, Lauren Ruth Ward. You rocking out. The Cern Collider, it's like, that's some nerd shit.
It's some nerd shit.
Straight up.
I want you to tell everybody what it is, though.
Guys, if you're not up on the Cern Collider in Switzerland, it's where they bash particles together. It's where they proved the existence of the Higgs boson particle. It's really some great nerd stuff. Go watch a Nova documentary. Go watch some PBS. Check it out because you can just go into a deep internet hole on some Cern Collider conspiracy greatness.
Is this the conspiracy that we actually live in a different dimension because of this collision?
Some people believe that the activities at the Cern Collider in Switzerland have resulted in us actually now existing in a parallel dimension. No longer the dimension that we lived in before the activities at the Cern Collider took place. Now, you know, I would suppose that's opinion because I don't think it's a provable fact. But you know, who knows? It's like maybe
To
we
each
are.
their own, yeah.
Yeah, I
Sure.
mean, there's a variety of things that people point to as evidence of this new reality that we live in. Some people feel as though the Bernstein Bears used to be called the Berenstein Bears, I believe. That's one of the pieces of evidence. I don't know if you're a big Bernstein Bears reader.
Only
as a
because
child.
I was a child in the 90s.
Yeah, that was
Couldn't
some hot
escape it. It was
reading.
good,
Yeah,
yeah.
and then there's evidence in Forrest Gump, Star Wars, all sorts of pop culture memories that we have that are now somehow altered, you know, allegedly because of this Higgs boson experiment at the Cern Collider. So what are you gonna do? I mean, are you a conspiracy theorist person in general, Lauren Ruth Ward?
I'm like, yes and no. I'm all ears. I never go that direction left to my own devices. I'll like totally sit down and let a friend talk my ear off about things like this,
The
of
Cern
this nature.
Collider.
I'm kind of just like, I'm like a see it to believe it kind of gal. And I'm also like a realist AF. Like I will suck the romance out of like any situation just to be like, actually, da 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 and da. I'm like very pragmatic.
Logical, they
I'm
even
a
call that
type
sometimes.
A Scorpio, so I'm like, ugh.
There you go.
Yeah.
Guys, you know what is a great addition to a conversation like this about the Cern Collider? Some THC Design cannabis, guys. Blueberry Dome today. A sativa at the request. Could we call you a Sativa Diva? Would that be out of line?
No, that's extremely appropriate.
Guys, we've just decided that Lauren Ruth Ward may in fact be a Sativa Diva. Just saying.
I like it.
She's taking it, guys. She's gonna take it, she's gonna run with it. We're not gonna even like, you know, ask for 20% or anything.
That's so good. My next album, my next single.
Next single, guys. Sativa Diva, co-production with Mary Jane and About That Time crew. It's coming from Lauren Ruth Ward.
You know,
I have lots of ideas. We're ready to get you in the studio.
This could be the music video.
This could,
This
guys, there could be an About That Time themed music video, really bringing that Sativa Diva lifestyle that Lauren Ruth Ward lives to life. Here we are, Blueberry Dome, THC Design, About That Time, Mary Jane, chilling with Lauren Ruth Ward. Here we are on Tuesday, it's not Tuesday, it's Thursday,
It's Thursday,
February 15th.
but it's the T that's
There's a
confusing.
T. It gets confusing over here. Like, we don't know if it's Tuesday or Thursday. We always shoot on a day that starts with T.
And ends in a day.
I mean, how many other days have another day that starts with the same letter? Like, I suppose Saturday and Sunday would have a similar issue, you know what I mean? But like, we don't shoot on the weekends. It's like the Sabbath and shit
We
like
have
that.
so much to do.
We're working hard on the Sativa Diva single.
Yeah.
Jeez, guys, just give us a break. It's low key, you know? Just like, let's keep it mellow.
All these
How are you
hearts.
feeling about this Blueberry Dome?
It's really nice. It's super mild.
Yeah.
I
Mellow. It's kind of like a nice afternoon little pre-roll, you know?
Yeah.
From our homies at the THC
seems-
Design.
Yes, thank you, THC Design.
THC Design, shout out. Lauren Ruth Ward is approving your Blueberry Dome.
Super smooth.
So smooth, so tasty, so delicious.
I'm kind of like a 3-hit quit.
3-hit quit.
Yeah, and I've there's been like, save the last 2 years of my life, I smoked weed like every single day since I was like a sophomore in high school.
Let's we need to know more about this, Lauren Ruth
Maybe like a
Ward, because
freshman in
I'm
high
like,
school?
I'm getting like a retro Lauren Ruth Ward high school stoner vibe. Tell us more about that. What was your lifestyle all about back then?
Just experimenting. You know, it's funny, like my mom, once I got older and like, I'll backtrack, I'll make it make more sense. But like once I got older, I told like my mom and my dad, you know, I got in trouble with school and I was like, I always knew that I was gonna like, you know, step up to the plate and like be a regular human being. Like when it came time to be like a grown up, like I was really living my
Let the
teenage-
kids be kids.
Totally. And they were like, well, you could let us know that. You know, my mom was like always thinking that like, every time I got suspended and eventually expelled for like my first high school. You know,
got
moms are
expelled from high
scared.
school?
My parents care. I'm really lucky to have parents that care. And
Mom and Dad, shout out. Lauren Ruth Ward, your very own daughter, is giving you a shout out on about
and
that
my
time.
stepmom. I have 3 parents.
It's a time for loving 2 parents, 3 parents, however many parents you have, guys. Valentine's is for loving your lover. Valentine's is for loving your family. Share the love. Give it out there. Wear a red shirt. I'm wearing my red shirt for Valentine's
Show
Day.
the love in any way you'd like
Yeah,
to.
absolutely. You have a very nice dress on today. You've
Thank
got some
you.
like pears and apples on there.
Yeah.
It's very, very festive.
I got this in London recently when I was visiting LP on tour. That's what I do. I find the closest vintage store to wherever she's playing.
And then just rock a nice piece. That's a great piece.
Thanks, yeah.
Seriously. It's as though it was tailored just for you.
Thanks.
Nothing like a nice vintage piece that fits you right.
That fits you. You don't have to tailor it.
Yep. Tell me
Yeah.
about it. Now, Lauren, on about that time, we do a segment called Roll the News where we discuss some news from the maryjane.com.
Okay.
Because that's what we do at the maryjane.com. We cover the cannabis news.
Okay.
The cannabis culture, the cannabis news.
Yeah.
The important things that are happening.
Yeah.
And then we chill with folks like yourself. Talk about it. Roll
I'm
the
excited.
news. Ready? So, in honor of Valentine's Day, this wonderful day that we all just finished celebrating, we simultaneously are celebrating California Week at Mary Jane, where we're discussing legalization of cannabis in California and the things that have come alongside that.
Okay.
One of our columnists, Nikki and Swami, they're iconic growers from Northern California.
Okay.
They connected with some of their favorite growers and asked them to pen love letters to their favorite strains. Is that cute? That's kind of heartwarming, right?
I love it. Yeah, it's very cool.
Heartwarming moments on about that time.
Okay, do we get to hear some of the
Oh yeah,
letters? Okay.
I may read a poem. I may ask you to read a poem. Are
Okay.
you open to that?
Sure.
Poem. Okay, here's the intro from Nikki and Swami. Valentine's Day. It makes you want to cuddle up and put your lips to your sweet lady, the one who carries you through good times and bad, the one who always makes it just feel a little better. This girl gets around, but that's okay. In fact, the more hearts she can conquer, the better. That's a nice
That's
setup,
really
guys.
great.
That's a little
Yeah.
ode to the weed.
It's very sweet.
Now, here's a poem from Mike Angelotti of Emerald Cup Genetics. He wrote an ode to Omija, his most popular strain. There is a screenshot of that poem. I do not have it here, so I'm not going to read that one. He was one of the contributors. Tina Gordon from Moonmaid Farms. She wrote a letter to her flower, Harley Sue. I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read a poem. Right? Ready, guys? Guys. If you're not familiar, on about that
I'm
time.
like, give me the poem.
Sometimes we read a fucking poem, guys. Just last month, we had the Abdullah Saeed from Bong Appetit. He came and he composed a poem to the XJ13. So motherfuckers.
On the spot.
We actually had him compose it ahead of time.
Okay.
It was
Still
eloquent.
very
Eloquent.
cool. Oh.
Dullah, shout out. You really know what you're doing, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. My dearest, most beloved Green Queen. Our relationship had a humble
I love
beginning.
Green Queen.
We first met in a park in San Francisco, overlooking the Upper Haight. I knew you as a nondescript baby bud, in a pipe, a crushed can, a cored out apple, AC/DC in my ears, and the taste of you in my mouth. We knew each other from house parties and bumped into each other in alleys before rock shows. I observed you from a distance during an awkward time when you were unpredictable and inconsistent. We were on and off for many years. Through ash and dirty bongs, we had highs and lows. How did you come to be the most defining force in my life? The one I adore with unwavering devotion, to whom I dedicate my life force? That's the love story.
That one's pretty. That one's awesome. I love how it leaves room. You're like, are they talking about weed? Are they talking about a human?
Also kind of like a rock,
Skills.
there was like a rock theme there.
Oh, I mean,
the
I could relate.
AC/DC, the alleyway rock
And
shows.
the first line, like approaching it, like the first time you smoked, like it's very It hits home.
It hits home, guys.
AC/DC in
It
the
hits
ears.
home. It rocks hard. Let's give a shout out to Tina Gordon of Moon Made Farms.
Tina,
Thank
that
you for
was-
that romantic love
yeah.
letter to Harley Sue. That was a good one. Okay, here, I'm going to let you read this next one.
Oh, gosh.
Casey O'Neill of Happy Day Farms. You just read that, starting at
Okay.
that quote. Ready?
Okay. More than the sums of her parts, she is supported and loved. Her flowers ripened, terpenous, thick with, oh, you gave me the hard words.
Innuendo.
There we go, with innuendo. Her scent perfumes the garden, catching the bystander almost unaware. This is deep. Gliding into the nostril. Oh, I love that. I love all these different approaches.
Everyone
I feel like she'd
has
be,
their own way of doing it,
yeah,
right?
she'd be killer at like a haiku. I bet she's like a haiku.
High potential. We guys were flagging a haiku master. Potential Casey O'Neill, potential haiku master. Shout out. We see your haiku potential, girl. Go for it. Don't let anyone rain on your haiku dreams. Okay, one more maybe. Ready? Brandon Scott Parker of Third Gen Dying Breed Seeds. When you're talking about rosé, it is the most exotic, a one-of-a-kind flavor that you're ever going to come across. It's a beautiful flower, like a rose, potpourri in your grandma's bathroom, rose water walking through a garden. One of a kind.
I like it, abstract.
There you go.
Yeah.
Brandon Scott Parker doing a little bit of a testifying to his love on this here Valentine's Day.
I'm into it.
Approved. Those are
Approved.
guys. Nikki,
Very good
Swami,
job.
thanks for connecting us with all these wonderful poems, pop poetry. You guys can do that. That's a way to celebrate Valentine's Day. Some people want to watch Cern Collider conspiracy videos. Other people want to write pop poetry, dude. There are no fucking rules. Just be the person you gotta be. It's a great rule on Valentine's Day.
I agree.
Hopefully you get some flowers from your loved one after you rocked out at the Troub, but you know, not everyone can be that high level.
I don't know. It's not me. It's all her.
All her. You got to give props where props are due, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So the next story on Roll the News from themaryjane.com is written by our good friend Nikki Hartz. She was one of our central contributors for our Sex Week that we had last year. Nikki is a talented adult director and performer, and she and her wife Lee did some great video content for us during Sex Week, and now she penned an article for us because I don't know if you're aware of this, but there is sort of a mental health crisis in the porn industry, and several prominent actresses have recently either taken their lives or been victims of sort of mental illness in a very public way. So we had Nikki sort of pen a essay for us from her perspective, because obviously she has a lot of hands-on experience with the world of porn. She's kind of bringing us into what she's seeing and what she feels like needs to be done. So the rate of suicide amongst women in porn has recently spiked. There's many mistakes that Nikki says she saw over the years that she's observed. Downfalls of manipulations, worth avoiding, being a teenage girl, corrupt agents, unprofessional directors, shady performers, creepy location owners, a lot of people that can harsh your mellow, I would say, if you're gonna go to that place. What she says is that what people outside of porn often miss is that in a state of hopelessness and stress, the idea of finding and spending money on a mental health professional who very well may be as judgmental to you as other negative actors and tell you that your job is the problem seems quite impossible and terrifying, not to mention outright unaffordable, because in this industry, health benefits are few and far between. Nikki further writes, "That said, I still thought therapy, to which I owe my sanity. Shortly after, I married an amazing and supportive partner who works as a performer as well." She's shouting out Lee. Lee, shout out. Nikki's giving you a shout out. It's not Valentine's anymore, but that's kind of nice that you got a shout out in the column on Mary Jane, just saying. Bonus credit. Amazing and supportive partner who works as a performer as well. We support one another through anything, from writer's block to a sore body after a crazy gangbang. You know? Relationships, guys. We all have them.
Really tie it
and
all
when you
in.
have someone that you love, they may have issues, you know, and you have to support and love them through that. Nikki and Lee are pointing out that writer's block is something that they deal with. or body soreness after a crazy gangbang. That every relationship is different, guys, and the most important thing is to love and support your partner. Now, big picture, she says, condemning the companies, the producers, and the talent will never change anything. Negativity that is cast upon performers, specifically via the media, is far more injurious than that of any other job choice I can imagine. We have so much strength as an industry. We have the ability to influence media and sexual trends that will leave a lasting impact. This all leads me to question what's been plaguing my head for months. Why aren't we focusing on that strength and power on the most valuable part of our system, the performance? She goes on to state that she has a goal for the future, that in 2018, it is her personal mission to advocate healthy coping skills for actors in porn, as well as people that work in the periphery. And beyond that, she encourages professionals and peers to help in the foundation of an industry-specific mental health and substance abuse counseling facility. Nikki, that's a bold way to address it,
Very
and
bold.
that it hasn't existed to date is sad, but let's all hope that it does exist in the future, because that sounds like a great idea. People need to talk about it if they're being stressed out. Porn can be stressful, because life is stressful, and porn is part of life.
is
So you got to figure that having resources at your disposal to talk about whatever's on your mind is a very important thing. So shout out to Nikki. Thank you for writing this piece for us. Really appreciate your perspective and very much support this goal you have for this year of establishing some sort of organization that can help people who work in porn with their mental health and substance abuse issues.
Ditto.
Right? Shout out. Thank you,
Shout out.
Nikki. The third story on tonight's installment of Roll the News is a little more lighthearted.
Okay.
That was kind of a serious one, right?
Yeah, that really brought
yeah.
me in. I was like,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, you got. I mean,
Okay.
you got to respect. You're talking about a serious issue.
But that's important.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
it's
can get
important.
serious.
You know, that's the thing
Yeah.
with Mary Jane and about that time. And Lauren, you may have a sense that that's the case. But you know, we can be serious and be funny at the same time.
Yeah,
you know,
that's what life is. That's
learning
true.
while burning. We often say. You know,
Yes.
it's like you just got to stay with it. Yeah.
good.
Learning while burning with the Sativa Diva. You know what I mean? Like, it's just how it goes. You know, that's what we do.
All right. Come on.
Okay, this
me
last story actually came to me through a previous guest on this very show about that time. Our good friend, the professional skateboarder, Stephen Lawyer. He was chilling with us here on About That Time. We were smoking one, and he was talking to us about his collectible Backwoods. And I didn't know a lot about the world of collectible Backwoods, but you know, here's a package of Backwoods right here, guys. I'm guessing that many people out there like to smoke their weed in a Backwoods.
When this company releases, do they do it in like limited editions?
No, what actually happens is that many of the tobacco regulations in the US don't allow tobacco companies to create flavors that might appeal to kids. Those regulations aren't the same in Europe, which
Okay.
leads to the desirable
The hunt.
flavors being available overseas,
Got it.
but not here. So you could compare it to like versions of Nikes that are only
Yep,
available in
got it.
Japan, or you know, some such other thing that people like to collect. Now, obviously, there's East Coast and West Coast traditions, whether you're smoking Swishers, whether you're smoking Dutch Masters, whether you're smoking Phillies, whether you're smoking Backwoods, whether you're smoking Fanta Leaf. You know, there's a lot out there, but the social media following for a lot of these rare Backwoods is a real thing, and it's created a collector market. Now, there's 6 flavors that people like to check for: banana, grape, wild rum, vanilla, wine, and port. What do you think? Do you want to roll up in something? What are you going to choose a flavor? What's your flavor?
Depends on my mood.
Yeah?
I have to be in a vanilla mood. I would probably try wine because it's very odd. You know?
Wine, like a wine with a glass of wine.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
a that's kind of like a
I
Valentine's Day.
can't
Maybe
imagine
Valentine's
what that
Day.
would taste like.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, wine, duh.
Guys, at about that time, we've never smoked a wine and port flavored Backwoods. We're open to it. If you want to
Yeah.
bless us, me
And
and
you're
Lauren
not
will.
tempting the children.
Yeah, seriously.
'Cause
Don't
kids
tempt
don't
the
like
children.
wine.
We're mentally children, but we're not technically children. So just give us a pass, aight? Okay, so much like Monte Cristos are smuggled from Havana to Miami, or limited Nikes are sold only in Japan, dedicated stoners are paying hundreds of dollars in resale markups and international shipping fees to roll their weed in these exclusive flavors, all in a never-ending quest for social media status, personal satisfaction, and presumably a good buzz. So the countries where these flavors are found are Australia, Israel, Europe, Asia, and the Middle East. So again, not for the U.S. because of the way our tobacco laws are structured. They're, a standard Backwoods, like the package we have right there, is $5 to $10 tops. People on eBay are spending $100, sometimes $150 on these things. So people are really serious about smoking on a woods. I mean, having a banana moment or a vanilla moment or a wine and port moment. I mean, you just got to get that wine and port blunt. I mean, how can you have Valentine's Day without like a wine and port blunt? I mean, you mentioned you got flowers yesterday, but what if you got a wine and port blunt? Would that be an impressive gift?
I wouldn't be mad. No, yeah,
Wouldn't be mad.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty solid.
It sounds super good.
Yeah, totally. I mean, you could also like smoke out of the apple on your dress.
Okay.
That'd be kind of cool if you could just pull it off.
I love smoking out of apples. That's like will never end for me.
Is there a particular? Are you like a Honeycrisp apple or like a Granny Smith or like a Pink Lady?
No, whatever apple is at my house randomly.
Whatever apple. You're not an apple snob, is what you're trying to say.
LP's an apple person. I'm a banana person.
Okay.
But yeah, if there's like an apple, I sometimes if I see one, I just did it recently. Went to the desert for my birthday back in November, and we did that. We had between the 15 of my friends that came out to this house. We got in Joshua Tree. We had, I don't know, maybe 9 pieces to smoke out of, maybe 5. But
so like
we
a
smoked
fruit
out of an
bowl,
apple.
like a fruit bowl, but where every piece of fruit is actually a smoking device.
Okay,
Is that what you were saying?
No. We had so many pieces, but we still I wanted an apple.
Oh, I see. You chose the apple over the piece. Well, I will say, several weeks back, I constructed a very impressive banana-based smoking implement. A banana, and
Okay.
not to mention Abdullah again, but Abdullah Saeed from Bon Appetit has a famous video on Vice where he shows everyone how to make a bowl out of a banana, and it was something that was running on the Mary Jane site for a while. I couldn't help but check it out, and so when I was in a moment without a smoking device with some friends who wanted to smoke, I said, "Is there a banana present?" And it turned out there was. So I crafted.
How?
Okay. It's actually kind of elaborate. So you need a straw because the straw is going to create the smoking hole.
Got it.
So you cut off one end of the banana completely, and then you put the hole in. Then you take that end that you cut off and you carve it out and chop it, and then you cut a hole and you put it in, and that's your bowl.
Great.
And so you basically run the straw over to the other end of the banana that you've installed in the banana itself, and you smoke it.
Next time I'm on, I want
a banana bowl.
Yeah, and I want you to create it.
Guys. Banana bowl knowledge is for everyone. People who hold on to banana bowl knowledge without sharing it with others, I'm opposed to that. Guys, sharing is caring. Learning and burning. Share your banana bowls, everybody. That's what it's about, guys. Or apple bowls. It sounds like you have a fruit preference. That's respectable.
Yeah.
Some people compare apples and oranges. Other people compare apples and bananas. I think it's whatever fruit floats your boat.
Yeah.
Smoke it up. Enjoy that. Enjoy that fruit. So, did you have fun on your birthday? What happened?
Oh
what happened after you smoked out of your apple bowl?
I had a lot of fun on my birthday.
In the desert, Joshua Tree.
Joshua Tree, yeah. And I'm from the East Coast. Joshua Tree is still, and even if you're from the West Coast, I know people who still find Joshua Tree super special. But I've come across a lot that were yeah, duh, Joshua Tree. I'm just I don't know. I hate to sound hippy-dippy, but it's the energy and it's just the visual. All the mountains and the air is so clean. Yeah, and you're kind of like in another dimension, actually. You are.
Speaking of other dimension, you're in the Joshua Tree dimension.
Yeah, and people are a bit slower. It helps me be a bit slower because I can be way too fast.
That sun will slow you down, man.
Yeah.
That's a lot of sun. That's a lot of sun.
That's a
Guys,
good point.
make sure you wear your sunscreen. Joshua Tree is chill, but no one likes the sunburn, man.
I went to I can't think of it. Salvation Mountain.
Okay. That's very colorful.
Yeah.
Matches your colorful
yeah.
theme.
I went there with 2 friends, and I brought my dog too. And it's the first time I kept the windows down, and we were maybe 20 feet from him, but blasted the AC because he couldn't touch the ground because it was so hot. We drove 3 hours there to take some photos. We were there for probably 15 minutes. We couldn't. It was so hot that day. Angela and Tess, do you guys remember this? I actually remember the date. It was on June 3rd.
Wow.
It was
June
so-
3rd to the day. There was a hot weather incident that Lauren
Oh my
Ruth
God,
Ward
unheard of.
witnessed. Unheard of hot weather incident.
You
Wow.
said
I'm glad-
about getting burnt. I got burnt in like 7 minutes. And I'm olive. I don't really.
I'm glad that you're alive to tell about it. I will say that, Lauren. Because were you not to have survived that hot sun incident, you wouldn't be here today to share the story. You know,
I
that would
know.
be sad.
We got
No,
like really good pictures.
great pictures
like,
though.
a
You sometimes gotta
bonding
make sacrifices.
experience. Yeah.
Okay, here's a very legit question.
Okay.
Did you also go to the Integratron?
No, I didn't. I haven't done that yet. That's on my list.
It's on your list.
Yeah.
Because it's funny because we were talking about Joshua Tree a couple episodes back. The Integratron came up. It's like a sound bath experience.
Yeah, I'm well versed.
I
yeah.
brought my dad. He fell asleep and started snoring. That was kind of a fun moment.
Is he like a really loud snorer?
Extreme. I would say
Destructive?
I would say he's the type of snorer where if he's in the same house as you, like multiple walls, you can still hear the snoring that occurs.
Poor guy.
Yeah. I mean, some people snore, some people don't.
Did they like wake him up? Were they like, excuse me, sir?
It's a pretty chill thing. I mean, he definitely got.
They were like, live and let live.
Yeah,
let
live
the
and
man
let. You know, I
snore.
think it was a more of a live and let live situation,
Nice.
and it is a mellow environment. So, like, you know, to doze out, I think is a reasonable reaction.
Yeah.
We're all guilty of a snore here and there.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Totally.
Are you a snorer?
No, actually not at all.
But you've encountered a snorer
I've encountered
or two
snorers.
in your day.
Yeah.
You know, it's tolerance is key.
Yeah.
I
You
would
have.
say.
I mean, there's
Be
no other way
accepting.
around it. You can't fight it.
No, just
Yeah.
let it be what it is. So, guys, that was Roll the News here on Mary Jane. Just so everyone is aware, Roll the News is brought to us by our friends at the Weekend Box. Weekend Box, shout out, hooking us with cool shit. Now, this is a Weekend Box for you. It is a
No!
special
Holy
edition
smokes.
with all sorts of cannabis goodies. It has the Bella Crema Elegante, which it boosts collagen for reduction of fine lines and wrinkles. It has excellent antioxidant protection. You have your bath salts, guys, which improves hydration. Have you ever taken a weed bath before?
I have not.
Well, you're about to cross that
And
line.
there's a bath bomb,
Lauren
too.
Ruth Ward is about to become a weed
I've-
bath expert.
I've never done a bath bomb either. I know. I don't like to waste water, but I will. I'll sit in it for
It's
a day.
not a
I'll make it
waste.
worth it.
It's not a waste. I mean, a cannabis bath.
I really
bomb,
do.
you know?
I get,
You
like-
could have a party and then everyone could take a bath, you know, and it would be
I'm
like,
like,
you'd get a lot of mileage out of that water. You know,
Yeah.
how many people
I'll look
bathed
into
in
like
it,
if
you
this
know?
can be fed to
Maybe
plants afterwards.
15 or 20 people should bathe in it, and then you should feed it to some plants and see how those plants do. I definitely recommend
I
that.
would like to go first in that
I mean, I'm not like the host
train.
of a gardening show or anything like that, but I think that like at least 15, 20 people plus a bath bomb is probably could be like some excellent plant food.
Foul also, but I'm into it.
Yeah, who knows? Sometimes
find
you
the
gotta get
friends.
foul to get down, you know? That's what it is. That's what it is. Okay,
heard of
Bella
that
Bama de Bongo too. I think that's what they call there's a bath salt and a Bama de
gosh.
Bongo. There's a lot. And
Okay,
you got a
yeah,
pen.
there's a lot. There's also a pen.
Anyway, the
from
point
Select
is,
CBD Focus.
yeah, we rolled the news, guys.
Focus.
We opened the box. We checked it out.
I'm an
we looked
opener.
at
I
some
gotta
fun
investigate.
things. Yeah.
Yeah, we've got
Dude.
more. You can continue. I'm gonna keep chocolate with specks of gold on them.
Is it even chocolate if it doesn't have specks of gold? That's what I want to know.
I'll never not eat chocolate with gold on it.
Yeah,
Never eat chocolate.
guys, we have a strong policy when it comes to chocolate that it must have gold. That's just the way it works. So, Lauren, there's some really important stuff though that we really need to talk about because we've just been having so much fun.
We've just been having fun.
Guys, I hope you've been having fun too because we've been having kind of too much fun, basically too much.
Chilling.
Fun. Okay, bottom line, you just put out an album. We should talk a little bit about that, don't you think?
Yeah.
Tell the people of the Mary Jane. Hi, everybody. Tell them about the Lauren Ruth Ward movement. Tell them about this new
The
record you just put
movement.
out.
I love that you're saying that. It's really sweet.
Hey, it's got to be a movement.
The album came together this last year and a half. It's got some songs. It's got 9 songs on it. One of the songs I actually wrote a while ago, and it's like 5 years ago. Super folky, and that was like my homage to my EP, which is like super folky by default. It's like me and my guitar, but the main sound of the album is of rock and roll. You know, it's like what Eddie Live in India and I sound like when we love rock and roll and we write it and play it. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chill out, rock out a bit.
Yeah, it's
make
high
some, Make some
energy.
good tunes.
Yeah.
Was making this album very different than previous records you've worked on?
Yeah, and like I've been a hairstylist for almost 9 years. And I didn't start making music until I came out here. So it was like 3 years ago. So yeah, it's very different because I've never made one before.
Like a proper album.
Yeah,
focused,
yeah.
beginning to end.
The EP that I put out in like finished it in the middle of 2015 and then put it out in the end. So this is the first album. I really like it because it is cohesive with our show right now. So it feels super honest, and that's a great feeling to feel.
Because you guys can just rock it on stage and it feels right.
Yeah, and like, you know, this like short but like jam-packed, I mean, I played like a show a week all of 2016 and like half of 2017 until we got a booking agent and was like, that's not real. And I'm like, okay, like I get it. But yeah, you know, we had like some singles out online for like the past year. Make Love to Myself, Blue Collar Sex Kitten, Did I Offend You? Which was great because Make Love to Myself is like kind of our Americana vibe, and Did I Offend You? Eddie just went kind of nuts with the synth, and it's like poppy and dreamy, and like he's a genius. That's my co-writer and guitarist.
And dreamy guy in general.
Dreamy guy in general.
Bringing those
Eduardo,
dreamy vibes.
Daddy Boy Rivera. And then Blue Collar Sex Kitten is like, I don't know what the fuck it is. It's just me kind of like riffing on my issues that, you know, you're constantly just getting over and getting under and getting over and getting under.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. Well,
Yeah.
congratulations. Tell the good people what the record's called.
The record's called Well Hell.
Well, hell, guys.
And that's a song on the record.
It's a song on the record,
It's a
too,
song
guys.
on the record.
We bring the well, hell vibes to life.
Yeah, give it a spin. See if you like it, you know.
Guys, be open-minded. It's
Be
chill.
open-minded.
There's lots of good vibes out there. Just ride the good vibes waves, you know? That's what I say. But what do I know? Let's talk a little bit about Baltimore, too.
Okay.
I fuck with Baltimore.
Have you been?
Oh, I've been.
Yeah.
Baltimore is one of the best music cities in the world. People
Yes, it
don't
is.
necessarily always know that. But
People have no idea about
a
Baltimore.
lot of great things come out of Baltimore.
Yeah.
What was it like coming up as a younger person in Baltimore?
I lived in the county, Baltimore County. So I lived in like Dundalk and Essex and White Marsh and Perry Hall. Moved around a bunch when I was a kid. And my mom's side of the family lived in Baltimore City, so went there a bunch. And then that was, I don't know. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't like killer.
Were you into bands from Baltimore?
Yeah, but you know, I got into got into bands like Beach House and Dan Deacon and Future Islands, and they when I was older, like 19, and that's like when I was a teenager, I was really into like East Coast music, but not necessarily. I didn't really like screamo, emo, East Coasters out there into that.
Guys, screamo, emo,
Yeah.
East Coast, shout out. Lauren Ruth Ward, she's giving you props.
Yeah. I lived in the suburbs of Howard County in like high school. And then I lived in this really beautiful town called historic Ellicott City. And then I moved back to Baltimore. So I was there in the beginning and I was there in the end. I lived in Fells Point before I moved out here. But I went to Baltimore, so just to clarify, you know, because I've got some buddies.
I mean, people get technical. When it comes to Baltimore, folks get technical. You know what I mean?
But aside from that, you know, that's just like my living history in case
It's
you were
true.
wondering.
I mean, yeah, everyone, guys, if you're planning on writing a biography about Lauren Ruth Ward, this is some great
There's
research
chapter
information.
one.
Make sure you're taking notes.
Right.
There's important details here.
But Baltimore is beautiful. It's full of history and culture and music and food and
Tupac grew up there.
Tupac.
Just
John
saying, guys. You can go to Tupac's childhood home if you go to Baltimore. You can eat some
Druid Hill.
fried lake trout.
Yeah.
You can eat some fried lake trout. You can see Tupac's childhood home. What else would you?
Cisco, right? That's where he's from Druid Hill. Mm-hmm. And he did a spin and it was Drew Hill, right?
Yep.
Don't quote me, I'm not sure.
Guys, Lauren Ruth Ward is not a certified Tupac historian. Please don't take her words too seriously. Be chill.
Cisco. I was talking about Cisco.
We're given. Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
We're given props.
Okay.
So let's keep it positive, everyone. So here we are now in LA. Was that a hard transition for you?
No, I came out here a couple times. I had my first manager. She found me through my YouTube, and she lived out here. And I'd come out here and work on some things and figure out what I wanted to create. And I felt very natural. You know, I was like, the food I like to eat is of abundance and quick, and
I can smoke out of an apple whenever I want.
I can smoke out of an apple whenever I want.
And the weed's hella good.
Yeah, weed is legal. No, it's interesting. When I first moved out here, I actually stopped smoking weed as much. I just recently got back into it.
Yeah.
Because I just kind of needed my ducks in a row. Does anybody ever get that way when you're in transition and you and Mary just need to kind of go like, sister?
Let's take a minute.
I love you.
Let's take a sec.
I need a sec.
Yeah. It happens to everyone, I think. So like weed for me, like once you get your ducks in a row, you're like, da-da-da, and then you're like, okay, I'm doing too many things. I need that edge doll. That's what Mary is for me. She's my... I feel you guys. I think people relate.
Yeah.
Now, I will tell you, speaking of moving to California, I think that you may be kind of an astrology forward person. We have a segment here on about that time called Astrology Time.
I'm excited.
Are you ready to go into Astrology Time with us?
Yes.
Okay, we have now the thing with Astrology Time is
you have to put on the salt rock lamp.
True.
And just those
we change the
those
lights,
negative
guys.
ions.
It's Astrology Time. Lauren Ruth Ward, about that time. We're here on Mary Jane. Thank you for checking in. It's now Astrology Time.
Very fun.
We're rolling with the Critter Click, going into Astrology Time. Now, I will say, I'm just guessing, based on the conversation we've had thus far, that Lauren is pretty into her chart.
I'm into it.
Okay. Sun in Scorpio, Moon in Virgo rising, I believe.
I will tell you, I've been told a Virgo rising, but I've been told a Libra rising more. But it's like, who's your source? You know, I get it. I'm into it. I'm ready to. I'm just saying,
ready
to take myself
we did
a
little
rising.
research based on your chart. Okay. That's what we came up with.
All right, I'm ready. Let's
kind of
go
double Virgo vibe. So I'm gonna read these descriptions that are from the chart, and you can tell us if you think they're on point or not. Okay. Now we dug deeper than just your sun, moon, and your rising too. So one aspect in your chart, your natal chart, is that Mars was in Aries when you were born.
Yes.
It says that you can be aggressive and impulsive, but that also means that you're bold and adventurous. What do you think?
I can be aggressive for sure. I don't think I'm impulsive.
Okay. What about bold and adventurous?
Hell yeah.
Tell us about a great adventure. I mean, it sounds like your hot day was pretty hot and your Joshua Tree trip was pretty sick.
Yeah, every day's an adventure. I mean, if you stack a day with a million things and, you know, like, I don't know. I like to keep my days really busy. And this was an adventure. Like, I had never been to this part of town. I get the address. And, like, 2 days, they're like, you want to do this? And I'm like, here we go.
Here we go.
This is a bold adventure.
Welcome to our land.
Yeah.
About that time. This is what it's like.
Yeah.
Now, on the opposite end of the spectrum, the next aspect I would like to talk to you about is the moon in the 12th house.
Tell me what moon means again.
That means that literally the moon, when you were born on your natal chart, the moon was in Aries. The moon was in the 12th house.
Okay.
Okay.
And 12th house is?
The 12th house is Pisces.
Okay. Getting schooled. You're good.
So it says you like peace and quiet and being alone. Is that true?
Yeah. When I need it, I need it. I'm like pretty social. I can get by with little solitude. And when I need it, I need it.
Like, get the hell out of here.
Yeah. That is exactly who I am at parties, by the way. I invite, I plan, I host,
and then you
I
get
cook,
out of the way.
I have so much fun, and then I go, you can get out now, I need to go to bed. Any friend will vouch.
Hard end.
Okay, Lauren said, yeah. Mm-hmm.
You don't no stragglers.
No, and LP's very more go with the flow, especially at that time. This is my partner, and when we have house parties, and she'd be like, we can just, she'll just be, I'm like, and I'll look at her, I'm like, I'm gonna kick everyone out. She's like, okay. She just, we're good.
What's her sign?
She's a Pisces.
Okay,
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, we're really good together. I'm excited about that.
I like that. That's a good alignment.
Yeah.
For sure. So, similarly, your 8th house is in Aries.
My sister.
There's a couple different aspects to this, but the final aspect of it says drives a car too fast. Have you ever known to be a fast driver?
Yeah.
Tell me about
Girl,
that.
I grew up-
You got a little pedal
I learned how
to
to drive in
metal?
the city, okay? You gotta get there. I'm
Kinda-
safe. I look before I leap though. But I'll tell you what my issue is. These last 3 years driving, I drive the exact same way that I drove in the city, except accidents happen here because there's too many of us looking before we leap and then doing sharp moves. Whereas in Maryland, I was like, I don't know, 5% of that population.
Right.
It's like me and soccer parent, it's
Like four other people, tops.
yeah.
Whereas here it's
or just
4
like people who
million
just aren't
people.
very balls. It's like, I don't know. I'm trying to not say anything that's like really offensive, but yeah, like there's just faster drivers here. There's too many of us, and everybody looks before you leap, and then you go. That's why it's an accident because it's an accident. No one wanted this to happen.
No one wanted it
I
to
looked
happen.
before I leap. I leaped. I'm right, and they're like.
It's called an accident for a reason, guys.
I know, it sucks.
It's not a joke.
You have to look out for cars more than, you still have to be like a good driver here, but you also need to, it's the other cars that, it's not me, it's that, no, just kidding.
Yeah, there you go. I mean,
But like I've been
there's a lot of finger
sideswiped
pointing.
while I was parked, like that's not, I wasn't even moving. It's tough. LA happened to my car. My car is so sad right now.
It happens.
Yeah,
Sometimes cars are sad.
yeah.
But you got to be careful out there.
I rear-ended somebody who rear-ended somebody, and it's
Whoa.
a Yaris, and so like
That's a lot of folks.
It's a lot.
All
It's
piled
a
up.
thing, and it's a two-door Yaris. That's like the hood of it's like maybe 16 inches, and nothing happened to their car, thank goodness. But mine, smushed, and my horn, it was like right now. Yeah.
Wait, so you're like actually driving around in a car with the horn that's actually going
I'll
off?
play it for you. Yeah.
Like if
And
you
if
turn
you
it
hit
on.
down here,
Wait,
it's
is
like,
it like
more
full?
high pitch, and up here it's lower. Yeah.
It's not full on. It's just like, but it is on.
It's like it's like a thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
it's
pretty
like,
intense.
And it's
All
like
right.
muffled.
That's next level. That's truly next level.
Yeah.
Okay. One more aspect from tonight's astrology time here on About That Time. The sextile between Moon and Pluto wavers between a rich and successful love life and social success. It's hard for her to succeed in both. Almost always it comes down to which is a more ideal emotional situation.
Absolutely accurate.
Struggle. Sometimes there's a
Well,
conflict.
I equate it to there's not enough hours in the day.
That's true, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very.
We don't have to go back to the Cern Collider. Maybe there's less hours in the day than there used to be. That's not impossible?
I'm officially a believer of it.
Okay, but that's why
Because
we're
I feel
so
like I used
stressed
to
out.
be. No, I just think
I kind of feel the same way. I feel like
the busier you get, you want to be,
Yeah.
and having a long distance relationship, that takes a lot of planning to,
execute the intimacy.
yes, and also when apart, you have to, and there's like a 9-hour, a 3 to 12-hour time difference. You need to really takes time, and then also friends take time, but you want to give that time. I want it all. Yeah, there's not enough hours. It's hard to choose
Guys,
sometimes.
in a relationship you got to choose. You can't have it all. That's the truth. That's the truth, Ruth. Well, thank you for coming on Astrology Time with us. That was kind of a
Thank
nice
you.
journey.
Yeah.
We went into a cool space. We got to turn on our salt crystal lamp.
yeah.
We learned a little bit more about
See you
your
later.
birth chart. That was pretty chill. So usually at this point in About That Time, we like to give you a little platform to maybe just tell the folks about what we should be looking out for you in the year ahead.
We are going on an East Coast tour and a West Coast tour. And
You got these coasts covered is what you're trying to say.
Yeah, we're gonna announce it on Tuesday. Actually, Tuesday, not a Thursday. Tuesday. And what else? Oh, we're going to South by, and we got like an official showcase, which is like we're really
Lauren
excited
Ruth
about that.
Ward, official South by Southwest showcaser, guys.
I grew up like listening and hearing about South by.
Going to South by.
Yeah, so I'm
Have you been to the Texas before?
I have been to the Texas only one time, and that was when Eddie and I did a duo, like some pretty grunge, some DIY South by of Persuasion,
Yep.
Yeah, not the official showcase. We did it last year. Austin was really cool. Very busy. I know that it's my friends that are from Texas are like, yeah, but come back like not around South by, and I want to. Texas is pretty cool.
Texas is cool, guys. Well, anyway, thanks for checking in with us, guys. About That Time, chilling with Lauren Ruth Ward. She has a new record. You definitely need to check it out. She'll be at South by Southwest. She is an official showcaser. Look out.
You're sweet.
Straight up. Thanks so much for coming through.
Thanks for having me.
My pleasure.